Yes, hello, my friends on the internet. This is Ian Caster, and in today's video, I just want to give you a quick update on what I was working on and my team, the sub. So as you can see, the school management system API. So we are given an application by a client. It's about school management system, where you see we have this how the app is going to be moving, and I'm not going to take much time explaining this, but as you can see, of course, all of us, we know if it's a mode step, if it's a mode school management system, it's going to be catering for a number of schools. And of course, after catering for schools, we shall go to a school, like a single school, and how the things are going to be done in that. So we are given, all of us, we are given what to do, modules, and I was given this student animation where I will implement how a student is going to get in a school or a particular school. And we are having two applications in this. We are having the front end and the back end. So here I started with the back end, where we are using Hono. And most of you may not have known Hono, or you may not have used Hono, but Hono is a modern framework which uses TypeScript. And when you try to compare it to those of Express and Node.js, it's really very light, it's fast, and it's really growing faster. So when I try to take you just down here in the code, what we have the routes, and we managed to add Scalar. Scalar is when I just go back here, you can see, it has when you go to this here, it has this display which looks very, very nice compared to others. Most of you have tried Swagger and all of those ones, but for sure Scalar is the best, because if I try to show you some of these endpoints, for example, the school, you can see it shows you everything, how it works. They're showing you what you need to test, for the school. If you are testing the classes, they are showing you how everything must be done, what you need. Most of you have tried Postman, and this is the same thing. Okay, so if I'm to test what I did, so I managed to add the classes, because if you go to this flow here, to create a student, I first send an admission. An admission is sent to a school, and that admission is approved or rejected by the admins. So if it's approved, then I'm going to create a student. Okay, and that student, I'm just going to create a user, and then I'll assign a role of a student profile. So if I'm to take you in my schema, okay, you can see we are having the user, and we are having relationships of the student profile, parent, teacher, staff, and all others. Okay, so if we go back to our API on the Scalar, you can see, so I want to test what I did. Okay, then I'll be showing you how it was done, through the routes. Okay, so let me just go back here. I just want to get my Prisma Studio quickly. So if I just come here, I'll just say npx Prisma Studio. Okay, so I'm having some flu and cough. Okay, yes, you can see. So this is my studio, and we managed to add all this data. You can see. So we are having the seed file. By default, when we are creating an application, we normally add in the seed file to add in some dummy data, a person to reach on the application which has real data which is working. So taking you to this, so I want to just come and test, like for the classes, I can test for a school, like you can get a school by ID, but since in our data we are having only one school, I'm going to just come and test classes. So I managed to implement this. Okay, so I don't need this. So you can see Scala gives you like this by default, and it's saying if you need classes, then you need the school ID. Okay, so I'm going to just come here and like click send. Okay, so you can see this is really very nice. They're showing us like how everything is done. We have the classes. Okay, you can see there are very many, and I also managed to add in like pagination in this. You can see we're having the current page 1, total pages 2, total count 13. And that is nice, guys. So if I just come here to create a class, we can also create one. So they are saying, let me just remove this. Okay. So we need a school ID, of course, to create a class. And also we need the title of the school or the class. So we can just say test class. So for the slug, we can just come and say test class also. So we also need like a class teacher ID, but of course that one is, let's just try to test this and see. School not found. I think we did not pass the right ID for a school. Okay, so we are having this. So if I just come and I add this, okay, so I can send. Of course, you can see, so the class is created. And if we just get this ID, so of course we are going to be testing also the like get class. So this is the detailed class. Of course, for it, it's just taking in the class ID. So I just want to get that one which we have just added, and we shall just pass its ID. I'd copied it earlier. So if I just come here and I click send, of course you can see, so this is the class which we just created. It's just one. Okay. So you guys, this is really nice. So if I'm just to check on also other things I worked on the streams, also worked on the admissions. So if I just come here, try to get all admissions. Okay. So of course, to get admissions, we shall need like a school ID, because all admissions, they belong to a school. You can't have like multiple admissions on multiple schools. Like every school has its own admissions. Okay. So if I just add this here, I'm expecting to get like the school admissions which belong to that particular school. Okay, you can see also this is working very well. I really like the way how Scala is showing this. Most of you have tried Postman, you know how everything was looking like, but this is like to make your API really, it's making it like professional. Okay, so I just want to show you like on our front end, like we also have the front end application. If I just come here and I say pnpm dev, okay. You can see, so this one is already running on localhost 3000. So I can just come here and I try to run this. So for those of you who haven't checked out Next.js Academy, so I'm the products team lead of this Next.js Academy, and it's really a platform where you're going to come and learn. You're going to just grab the courses, and so we are having like free courses, React Native, Expo, Crash Course. We are having like build a full stack invoice generator with Stripe subscriptions. There are a lot of courses in here, And for those of you who haven't checked out on Next.js Academy, I'm going to be linking this in the description so that maybe you can just come and get any course. These courses we put here, you can just come and learn how to use Beta Auth, and you can get a gig with this. Okay, so I'll link in the description so that you guys can really check out on this. So we also have the React Native courses. This is a new one, and you're really going to love this because we have components, we have a lot of stuff in here. We also have the get started course, we have these starter kits. Okay, so I will not talk much about this. I just wanted to show you on the front end so that I can really close this application. So you can see, so this is the UI. Of course, it's looking very nice. So if someone wants to just log in, we managed to add where someone can just come and log in as an admin, and log in as a teacher. You can log in as a student. So I also managed to, I'm working on the multi-step form, which is going to be submitting the data. So if I just click on the super admin or admin, if I click on the admin, you can see we are having this. We are still working on this, but at least we want to make sure the API and the front end, they work hand in hand, or they match. So in the next episode I'll show you how I managed to, I think this has some small errors. Let me just go back to dashboard. So in the next episode, I'll make sure I show you how we managed to add the front end and the back end to work hand in hand. Because if you come down here in the API, I have all the other routes which I was talking about. So if you come to the source, we go to the routes, you see we have the schools, and inside the schools we have the classes. So we have the handlers, which are the functions we are using to get all classes, to get a detailed class, to create a class, all that. So we have the index, which is wrapping all this to work hand in hand. We have the routes, we have the schema. So the schema works with the types. Zod, it's working with Zod to give you the types. So this is what we had also for the school admission, also for the streams. And I really love the way Hono is changing the backend styles and life. So I want to just show you, wow, the dashboard is here, and I'll come back with the updates because I'm going to work on the school admissions, to be working very well, where an admin can also come and approve and all that, so that a user is created here on the front end as it is in the back end. So for those who want to get started with Hono, the Hono API, we have a CLI. So if I just come here to, and I say this sub CLI. Okay, so when you come here to JB, so down here we have this sub CLI. So this one is having you can see it's having Node.js with Express, TypeScript. It's having Next.js plus API routes plus React query. For those of you who haven't used Tanstack React query, this is the time you check out this sub CLI. So also having this Hono plus Prisma docs. Okay, so we also have this full stack mono repo. You guys, I'm going to link this in the description. You come and check out on these, on the CLI, so that for those of you who want to start with a Hono, or you want to test out Tanstack React query with Next.js, you're really going to find the links in the description. So thank you guys, and I would like to end here. Goodbye.